Hello, my witches and warlocks. Sick and tired here. Still kind of sick and tired. Today, we are going to be diving into some bad parents on TikTok. If you would like to share your stories of your bad parents, narcissistic parents, your childhood trauma, or anything else you'd like to get off your chest, you can email me at samanthafisher1984@gmail.com and we will discuss. So guys, remember this lady?
Yes, feeling betrayed is exactly how you should feel when your ungrateful adult child tells you that your life's work and the heart full of love that you gave them day in and day out as a good parent meant nothing to them. And then they go out of their way to prove it by hurting you.
Yeah, her. Remember that lovely lady? Well, I actually found on TikTok a post from her son.
All of this stuff that she's made public about my falling out with her and our estrangement, she's put into a book now. There's a woman on this app that's been talking about the things that she's doing since she's been estranged. The person that she keeps talking about in those videos that she's estranged from is me. And I want to tell you why I'm estranged from this woman. The first reason is that she uses the Bible out of context all the time. Have you ever grown up in a home where the Bible is just being used out of context left and right and it's not loving? Secondly, one of the things I teach my kids is to don't call people names, especially family members. Have you heard her call me names? Have you heard her call me an ungrateful little Here she is calling me that for the whole world to see. I don't want to be called names by a person who says that they love me. I don't teach my kids that. Thirdly, she and I definitely don't agree politically on things. If I talk about anything that I believe in or disagree with, it's just met with venom. Now you have my side of the story of why I'm estranged from this person.
You mean you don't want to be called names by your mom? Like, oh my gosh. So I was really, really excited when I saw that he posted. I did actually try to get a hold of him. I tried to just say, hey, I have a channel where I discuss narcissistic parents, and a lot of my viewers go no contact with their parents and they share their stories. I know that we would love to hear from you a little bit, maybe more in detail about what happened or how you went no contact and how that affected you, or just so many different things I'd like to ask him. So I reached out to him. I haven't heard anything back. I am a very small channel, so he might just see it and be like, go away, kid. I would be so grateful if he ever, gave me the time of day to just kind of talk about it, because this has been something that we've been talking about for a long time. Maybe someday we'll be able to talk to him right here on this channel. How amazing would that be?
So your estranged adult child is invited to the same get-together as you are.
I'm not sure why we're estranged, but that sounds like great news. We have a chance to repair whatever the rupture was.
And when he walks in the room and approaches you, he addresses you by your first name.
Wow, well that tells me he's still really upset with me. I kind of want to find out what's going on for him.
What would you do?
I'd say hi back in front of all the other people because I don't want to embarrass him, and then when we have a chance, a moment alone, I'd try and reach out and figure out what is it that is so painful right now and what can we do to start to rebuild.
I know what I would do.
Take him aside like I just described and try and reconnect with him, right?
I probably naturally look at him.
And try to let him know that you still care, right? You try to let him know you still care.
Is it your first time, bestie?
And then simply disregard what he had said.
Oh, no, not that, no.
Because frankly, I think everyone in that room now understands the problem.
Yeah, they do.
Come on.
Yeah, come on. You're the parent. You will always be the parent, whether your child is an adult or they're 5 years old. Our job is to continually be the parent, to connect and embrace and hold, even when, and especially when, our children are upset with us, when they have those big, uncomfortable feelings that might make us uncomfortable in kind. And the most common situation where adult children feel the need to cut off their parents is when they do not feel like they have parents that can allow for their full emotional experience. And when children become adults and feel like, well, they still can't have that full emotional experience around their parents, they often then feel the need to cut them out of their lives due to the continual pain.
Oops. Oh no, I didn't mean to do that. Guys, I'm editing already and it's not time yet. I don't know who this Dr. Josh is, but I think I'm in love. He was right about everything that he just said. I don't know if you guys have noticed, because I've been really bad about it in the past because I didn't know how to do it, but I finally learned. I have been leaving the links for all of the TikToks in the description. So if you want to go check out, what was his name? Dr. Josh? Is that what it said? Dr. Josh. It'll be in the description and you can go to his page. And yeah, I agree with everything he said there. Ooh, okay. So we've got a couple of mother-in-law videos here. I haven't quite gotten around to us just doing a mother-in-law video. I would like to, but I just haven't done it yet. I feel like it's on the horizon. You guys, I feel like it's coming. I can taste it. This next video of this mother-in-law, oh boy, it has split the internet. People are mad at the mom. People are mad at the mother-in-law. Why don't we watch? See what side that you fall on.
No, please, I've just got her to sleep. Please.
Oh, come on, just a little hold.
No.
Mum. Mum.
Please.
She's been out of hospital for 2 days. Can you please? We said we'd give you a call.
Yeah, 2 days, yeah. And?
Yeah, but she's not even settled in.
Come on, she's settled in.
How did you even?
There 2 nights,
How did you even get in?
Well, the door was off the latch. Just let myself in. Please, just let me have a little hold.
No, I've had
2
no
minutes.
sleep.
Well, have a
Listen.
sleep then. That's a good answer.
Yeah.
That's a good answer. I'll take it.
Please.
And then you can have a good little lie down.
Please
Look,
leave right now.
But
I'm
Mum,
getting really frustrated.
this is exactly why I said to you, I'd contact you, we'd contact you when we're ready for visitors. 2 days, it's not enough time.
don't you think you're being a bit unreasonable?
Do you not
This
think
is
you're
my
being
baby
unreasonable?
too.
You've just come in the house without
This is
even...
my
You just had
Doing
20
that.
stitches down there as well or something?
Well, I had 20 stitches when I had him. Look, it's nothing. Just let me have.
Can you
let me
please?
have a hold.
We'll call you when you can bond with her. Please, just
I'm
respect
sorry,
it.
but I think you're just being really unreasonable. I mean, for God's sake, I'm family, aren't I?
So this has divided the internet, which doesn't take much, honestly. It really doesn't. I, unshockingly, am siding with the mother here. I think it all comes down to what the mommy wants, right? She's a new mommy. She's exhausted. She is probably still super sore down there. I know that I was 2 days afterwards. She's sore. And she said something in there that not a lot of people are bringing up. She said, I just got the baby to sleep. Please, I just want to sleep. She just wants to lay down. Now the mother-in-law is going to be grabbing her and possibly waking up the baby. Maybe the mother-in-law is like, okay, yeah, if the baby wakes up, I'm here. Go sleep. You know, if that's the case, then I can understand if she's just being nice. But the way that they are talking to her feels like they already had this talk. They said, look, afterwards, we want it to be just us. We will let you know when you can come over and see the baby. It's not uncommon to tell people after you've had the baby, like, we just want time to ourselves right now. It's a big change. For her to just come in and she's saying you're being unreasonable. You know, mom's saying, I just had the baby 2 days ago. I'm stitched up. And the mother-in-law being like, and regardless of your feelings, the mother is being very clear. She's saying, look, no, not right now. Please, I just want it to be me and the baby, and I want to rest. And the mother-in-law is basically saying, no, I don't care what you want.
You know what time it is. It's Monster-in-Law episode 3. This series has now been shown to well over 3 million people, and the amount of stories that I have received is overwhelming. It's overwhelming, y'all. Let's get into it. My monster-in-law asked if she could be called Big Mama, and I could just be the little mama. How about no? Grandmothers are not mothers. There's a difference. Freaking weirdo.
Big Mama.
God bless. My mother-in-law gave my 3-month-old cherry Coke and then acted like I was ridiculous for getting upset because he was being exclusively breastfed at the time. Sister, even if he wasn't being exclusively breastfed, cherry Coke to a 3-month-old? I'm a grown-ass woman and Coke wakes me up. That 3-month-old probably heard its hair growing. Ooh, I would be pissed. She told me I should let my husband have a girlfriend because it makes for a healthy marriage and a happy husband. If my mother-in-law suggested that to me, I think that calls for a throat punch. Right there on the esophagus. Or a swift kick to the vagina. One of those two things. This one's a little dark. Told me it'll be easier anyway when we told her that one of our twins miscarried. That would end you on the no contact list. Yeah. I think if you guys lived in California, I would be moving to North Carolina or Florida. I would get as far away from her as I possibly could. My mother-in-law texted me from an unknown number pretending to be a man, trying to lure me into an X-rated conversation, hoping to ruin my marriage. What time do you have, mother-in-law? You got a lot of time on your hands, girlfriend. That is weird. Psycho behavior. You were acting like a crazy ex-girlfriend, and news flash. Your son is your child, not your boyfriend. God, these people are weird. Now this one makes me hot inside. This one makes my heart race, and I had multiple people send me this. I'm already starting to sweat. My mother-in-law held my baby before I did for the first time after my emergency C-section. One mother-in-law went as far as to brag about it. I would tackle her like a spider monkey because hell no. Hell no. The audacity. That's not your baby. That's your grandchild. And I'm sorry, but that is a title that is earned, not given. There's a quote that all of these monster-in-laws need to learn and understand. Your title to my child does not make you entitled to my child. Freaking weirdos, man.
Giving a 3-month-old cherry Coke, I would think that's like abuse, isn't it? I mean, their little hearts would be beating out of their chest. I feel so sorry for that poor baby.
You will never be a part of this family.
Hi, baby. Oh, no, I was just greeting your girlfriend. Oh, therapy. You're going to therapy now. Well, you could have asked me for a recommendation for a therapist. I mean, I see the church counselor. Oh, she doesn't believe. Okay. Wouldn't that be convenient if you're a whore? Baby boy, could I have a word with you for a minute? You will never marry that girl if I have anything to say about it. She is nothing like your mother. And you're staying for dinner. Vegan, wow, of course she is. It just keeps getting better. Loved you and I've cared for you your entire life, and then you bring home somebody who's the polar opposite of me. What do you think I'm gonna feel about that? May I have a moment alone with my son?
Will never love you like he loves me because I am his mother and you will never replace me.
Oh, I've never heard the term emotional incest. Now, I don't think it's weird that we kiss on the lips. Maybe your family doesn't love each other. You don't want to do it anymore? Okay, well.
Sometimes her skits, they feel so real that I start getting mad at her. Kiss on the lips. Ew, it's so gross. Oh.
My kids said, Mom, I think you like your grandkids more than you liked us. Well, heck yeah. They're perfect. Y'all weren't.
This person replies with, that's because they have better parents. LMAO, burn. I like how he put the burn on his own thing, like, oh, high five myself. That was a good one. And he's like, yeah, I know, right? I'm not quite sure why this next video doesn't have any audio. I must have took it out for copyright reasons, but I'll be able to read to you what's going on. It's kind of crazy. These parents were charged with a child endangerment. They filled the back of a pickup truck with Orbeez and then put the kids in after they filled it up with like the water, you know how it absorbs and they turn into like soft things or whatever, and then put their kids in the back and watch the kids. Oh yeah, and then they just released it onto the street when they were done with it. Just trashed the street with these Orbeez. But watch these kids in the back of this truck. They almost fly out. Like, what were they thinking? Why didn't you just put them in a pool or something, like a kiddie pool, and let the kids splash around in the backyard? You're not even supposed to ride in the back of a pickup truck anyway. Watch, look at this. Look, look, the kids are gonna fly out. And then here's them just dumping it on the street. I think my biggest question is just why? Like, if you wanted to do like this whole Orbeez thing, just get a kiddie pool, fill it up, let the kids jump around in that. Orbeez kind of freak me out though, because they're like really small, and I've always worried, like, what if you like swallowed them or sucked them in? I don't know what they were thinking. So this next video I think is going to be kind of divisive too. Sometimes, maybe it's not, I don't know. Maybe I just second guess myself in the way that I feel about things, but I think that this is incredibly cruel what this mother did. A lot of people thought it was funny.
Huh? Oh, what the hell is that?
Huh? Dear Marley, my Christmas magic.
What happened?
It says, Dear Marley, my Christmas magic faded away.
Oh.
You
should have
listened to your mom.
What? Oh my God!
I actually won't get to do anything. I don't care. Baby, please let me get another chance. Please.
Oh no!
Please let me get another chance. Please.
Why?
I love you.
Oh.
I miss you. I want you to come here every day.
Oh.
We were friends, and now I won't.
But you know what? That means you just gotta.
I don't think this is funny at all. Point of view, when you don't listen to your mom and you accidentally touch your elf and now she loses her magic. So she like basically is showing this little girl that the elf died and these are the bones left over from it. To do this because your daughter, because you're disciplining her, because she made you mad or whatever. I mean, look at this poor little girl, the way that she's running around and saying, I love you, I'm sorry. I don't know. I didn't think it was funny. I thought it was really mean and sad and just wanted to give her a hug. There could have been something else that you could have done to discipline your child than to do this. And film her and put her on the internet for everybody to laugh at. That's what you do to your daughter?
He's freaking out.
This mum gets her brother round with a saw. She was fed up of telling her daughter not to lock her door when her boyfriend was visiting.
Go in and get him.
Did you just...
So, my daughter's asking if she have a boyfriend round. I said, yeah, but there's rules. You keep the door open and it does never get locked. She's just come in now with a boyfriend and the door's locked. So I brought my brother round. Yeah, let's go. Let's do this. That one. Yeah, that one.
I wouldn't do this just because my door. I'd have to pay for that.
Why is this door locked? Hey? Hey?
What are you doing? I'm not opening.
I hope to God they don't walk up to that door.
It's Johnny!
Leave it alone.
I don't know how old the daughter is. If she is a minor, then yes, she needs to be listening to her mom. No, you cannot lock the door. Take the lock off of the door. There's got to be a way to take the lock off the door, right? I would think that would be the first most reasonable thing to do. I feel like this is incredibly extreme. I hope I'm not alone there.
So someone please explain to me this no contact thing. Like it's a new thing and all of a sudden I'm seeing all these videos about no contact. Kids who've decided to go no contact with their parents or, you know, like what does that even mean? I'll tell you what it means in my world and how much it hurts. I am a mother and a grandmother, and I have family members that are no contact with me. I am not a no contact person. I would never cut off contact with someone that I love or that means something to me, ever. Never, ever, ever.
Then you're probably
I could never do that.
The one that's causing issues.
Like that. And I couldn't, out of respect for them, I just wouldn't do that. But it's funny how many people have chosen to do that to me. What's that say about me? You know, I don't know. I've asked myself that 100 times. What's that say about me? That people I love probably a handful, chose to go non-contact with me. Adults, I understand. The one that hurts the most is my granddaughter. It's not her fault. Her parent, her mother, and her stepfather have chosen to go no contact, let her go no contact with me.
So she goes on for 8 minutes about why she doesn't understand why almost all of her family doesn't want anything to do with her anymore. I have a hard time believing that these people completely have no clue why so many people in their family choose to go no contact. First of all, what is no contact? No contact is when somebody decides that they're done with your toxic shit and they are going to cut you out of their life because it makes them happy. And they don't want your miserable ass around them all the time, making them miserable, because you know misery loves company. And what do all of these moms that we have on here that are estranged from their children have in common? They're miserable. The self-awareness is zero with these people.
A ton of my family has gone no contact, but I don't know why. I don't even know what no contact means, guys.
Be so fucking for real right now. Come on. I don't believe them. I think they know exactly what they've done, but because they are such hardcore narcissists, they will never admit that it's their fault. It's everybody else around them that's wrong. They're always right. I think a lot of no contact happened because millennials have our own kids now under worse conditions, and the claim "I did my best" falls super flat. I will tell you, I'm not no contact with my mom. I wish I could be, but I just can't. I do the gray rock method with her, which she's even actually caught on to, because she's like,
why is it when I text you, you only text back like one word answers?
I'm just keeping her arm's length. I never text her. She's the only one that ever reaches. It's very one-sided. And I've got to say, I'm very happy with it. Like, I'm happy that I don't want her around. I don't want to see her. The only people that are going to be offended by it are parents that are shitty parents whose children are kind of doing the same things that we do with our parents.
My boomer mom is more emotionally fragile than a toddler. Let me give you a couple examples. I have to throw a fucking parade every time I get a gift from her, jump around the room, running and screaming, or she thinks I hate it. One year she gave me something at Christmas and I was like, oh, thank you. This has been on my Amazon wish list for like at least a year. I've been wanting to get it, but I never have the money for it. So I really appreciate this. 15 minutes later, she came to me in tears and was like, you could just return that gift if you don't even like it. What the hell are you talking about? I just told you I've wanted it for a year. What? And she will never ever tell you what she wants for a gift. You have to guess. And you will probably guess wrong, and she will make it known that she is giving you a very fake, she hates it response. You can give her what she told you last year that she would want this year, but she doesn't want that anymore. One time she was coming to town and wanted to go out to eat, and she suggested a restaurant. I said, okay, great, we'll see you there. She texts me back and is like, actually, if you want, we could go to this other restaurant instead. And I was like, that's fine, we'll see you there. 15 minutes later, she texts me back stressed because she does not want to go to the second restaurant that she suggested after I agreed to the first one. She wants to go to the first one badly. So then why did you suggest a different one after I agreed?
My mom is also one of those narcissists that has to have their ego stroked constantly. Whenever she does something, you have to praise her to where it's almost comically unbelievable. Otherwise, she will get really, really upset. We have to be like, oh my God, good job, Mom. Otherwise, she'll get mad.
My mom should literally be put on a list for top 10 worst mothers in history. And yet, I don't think that I will ever have a day in my life where I don't want her. The idea of her, who she could have been, who she should have been. I will never stop wanting my mom. And this is a pain that so many of us carry, and you are so not alone. And it sucks because it's so frustrating, because it's like, I know that I shouldn't. I know that I don't really have any reasons to want her, to love her, to want her to love me. I have every reason not to. And I am so much better without her in my life, without her involved in my life at all. I am thriving. I am happy. I am healthy. I'm doing awesome. And yet every single time something goes wrong in my life, I just wish I had a mom. I wish I had my mom. And I hate it so much. And I just don't understand why my brain cannot just accept that and make me stop desiring that. I hate it. It is a pain that I'm going to have to live with probably for the rest of my life. and probably you can relate. So I will never stop hoping that my mother becomes a good person. I will never stop hoping that my mother chooses to do the right thing. But I also know that if that day ever comes, she still will not be my mother. She will still not have access to me. She will still not be involved in my life because the damage is done and she had ample opportunity and time. So I will be here perpetually grieving the loss of my mother, the loss of a relationship with my mother, even though she is still alive today.
I think she spoke that very, very well. And that is kind of where I am too. Again, I'm not no contact with my mom because I can't do it. I don't know why. If she ever finds this channel, that might happen though. My mom is not a good mom. She's not a good person, but I still am like sad that I don't have a mother that I can be friends with, that I can hang out with. I've said a million times, I love her for being a mother, like in that raw, gave birth to me, kept me alive as a child. I love her for that. But I don't like her as a person. And if she wasn't my mom, I wouldn't want anything to do with her because she's such a terrible person. But I do wish that I had that with her. Like, I'm not some superwoman who's gonna lie and be like,
oh, I'm totally fine.
Like, obviously I'm not. It really sucks. But I have my husband and my daughter, and they are the greatest thing that's ever happened to me. I'm not much of a believer when it comes to, God, but I do feel like they were a gift from him. I really do. Because if I didn't have them, I don't know if I'd still be here today. All right, my coven, that is all that I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, here's another one that I think you might enjoy. Make sure that you guys stay well out there. Don't be like me fighting this super bug for weeks now. I hope you have a fantastic day. It's a new year. Let's really make it ours. Until next time, I hope that your magic is strong. I hope your symptoms are low. I love you guys. Bye.